Hey everyone, this is Arado and we're here to talk about the Chosen Traveler in Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent. We're gonna do a rundown of Lionel to see what he can do and hopefully be able to help you decide on whether he is worthy to be pulled at this time based on what you need for your box. Before we start, I want to do a quick shout out to Denny Draws for the awesome Heinz art I have on display. Her Twitter handle is at Denny Draws. She does a lot of Romancing Saga art, and she did a couple of Octopath Traveler art. If you like her work, please visit her page to see more of her work with the games I shared. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Lionel. So I have on display on the upper right corner a summary of what Lionel can do. So we have a lot of warrior class available as far as 5-star goes. We have Fior, Korin, Edea, Tikilin if you cleared the Tikilin Cup, and then now we have Lionel. So depending on what you are missing, maybe Lionel would be able to deliver what he can do to help your party overall. So Lionel in summary can do single target and AoE, single hit for sword. So that single target and AoE, those there are two skills where they're considered as a burst in my opinion because their potency is more than 200, more than 200. And then he can also do a single target multi-hit, so like the trifold armor break where he can do 3 hits of sword element, and then he can do ice single target and single target multi. So right now he can do the triple glaciate where it has a total of 195 potency. So that's good enough whenever you need a burst during a break turn where you need to do ice damage with the other DPS you have in the party. And then Lionel also has a single target physical defense debuffing. He has one skill which is the trifold armor break. So the defense debuffing, whether it be physical or elemental, those are really helpful, especially with the current Varkin Cup. In a nutshell, if you haven't done Varkin Cup yet, on the latter part of the battle, it's more of a DPS check where you would need to take down Varkin as much as fast as possible because it becomes really nasty at the end. So having those debuff applied to him and reaching the 30% cap, that it would be really helpful overall and allowing you for a better success for that battle. And then Lionel also has physical defense buffing to himself. He has multiple sources of it. So there's the protective slash, and then there's also the guardian rage, where he would be able to reach the 30% cap as far as active skill goes. The only problem I have with Lionel, even though he has some defense buffing, is that he doesn't have any type of provoke skill. So that's where units like Cardona would be able to help, where Cardona would be able to impart provoke to a party member so that they can take the damage. So it's not like Edea, where Edea has an active skill where she can provoke and buff herself. So in one skill, rather than needing an external source for provoke. And then as far as damage goes, I think Lionel is at par with Fior and Edea. The I guess for multi-hit for sword, Korin would win because Korin has a 4-hit sword, and as well Tikilin only has 3. I always think that slicing wins his sword, but it's wind element. But yeah, other than what Lionel can do in the active skill, he also has extra defense and elemental defense buffing to himself when an ailment is inflicted to him. So that further tells that Lionel is designed to be a tank, but is missing some kind of provoke. So Cardona would be able to help with that if that's the case. And then there's also the extra BP at the start of battle. So it can be helpful in certain situations, especially for fast farming, like the new intermediate story bosses. where you can farm a lot of tasty experience nuts. Lionel would be able to help with that, you know, gaining more BP than usual and helping with bursting the target enemy. And then Awakening is the same. Awakening 1, 2, and 3 would be the same with the other characters. 30% attribute, battle skill slot +1, and then HP plus 50%. And then at Awakening 4, you get the Crest of Bracetad. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but it's 60 physical attack, 40 physical defense, and 400 HP. It raises sword damage by 15%. So right now, I think other than Lionel, there is Fior's accessory as well. So that should help reach the cap for 30% from equipment in terms of sword damage. Other than that, I'm not sure at this time in the game whether there are any buffers that enhances sword damage. So yeah, this is your only source if anything. In my opinion, Lionel, the release for Lionel is more attuned to him being used for Varkin because again, I'm sorry if you're not yet if you haven't experienced Varkin yet, but at the latter part of the battle, it's good to have single target sword and ice element with you because he has an ad in the battle where if you hit the weakness, which is sword and ice, it would do a counter that may one hit kill your character. So that's why I think the design for Lionel is timed properly with the Varkin Cup, but he's not really that critical for the battle. There's other characters that would be more helpful for you, like say Fior or a lot of clears I saw on YouTube uses Helga, which is a 4-star merchant, which does really good damage and can help with some provoking some of the damage at full HP. So other than that, there are other warrior classes you can use like Corrin and Sigrid to name a few. But Lionel, if you have Cardona and you want to take advantage of the physical buffing he does and he can do debuffing on top of his damage, then yeah, go ahead and pull for Lionel. From what I understand, both Lionel and Cardona would go to the regular pool in the future. So if you can wait, then probably the next traveler that we're gonna see maybe next week or this coming week would be someone that you would really like to pull because of what they can do and help your box. But yeah, that's my rundown for Lionel. Personally, I tried one step on the banner just to see if I can get Lionel, and I got nothing. So I'm gonna wait for any new banners coming in, and hopefully those are some useful characters that can help my box. Right now, I'm missing a good 5-star hunter because my Hanet is just 4.5 star. All right, that's the end of this review. Let me know if you have any feedback or comments, if you like this structure or how I can improve this character rundown. This is Arado again, and thank you so much for listening to this video, and see you in the next one.